Okay, so this is the Hans short shifter. I found out about this from a viewer actually who commented on a video, and then I communicated with him, and he had suggested a short shifter, and then had mentioned that the Hans short shifter is actually pretty awesome. And I did a little bit of research, and I was able to contact him and ordered this. I think he only has one other left. He does it in batches, so I don't know if he's going to do another batch anytime soon, but nonetheless, I was able to get one. And so it's both adjustable in terms of the overall length of the shaft, along with the length of the, I don't know what it's called, but this space determines, along with the length of the shaft, determines how much throw is necessary. So I'm trying to shorten the throw along with the height. And in any case, there's a bunch of variability or adjustments, and he gives you the the breakdown. These spacers change the length of this, and I think normally the kit comes with just this one, but he was also through this, which is kind of cool. I might go with the longer one. In any case, that's what you get. I'm not sure what this screw does. I'm assuming it goes in here, but I don't know its purpose other than maybe a stop of some sort. But I'll read the directions. The directions are pretty lengthy. I don't know the definitions of everything, so I got to figure that out. These are press fit, I believe. This is slightly, looks like it's slightly off. Oops. Oh, that pressed in fine. Okay. So I guess these are really expensive, these little bushings. And in any case, I'll do the installation, I'll do the removal of the existing one, compare the two, and then the installation, and then I'll do a driving video of how it feels. Okay, so in order to take the boot off, you have to take this plastic piece off. And I always dislike having to do this because I always think it's going to break or scratch the side of the leather or whatever like that. So what I do is I have these little plastic shims that it's just part of packaging that I kind of scrounged up, and I'll wedge them in these places and then bring up the trim piece so as not to scratch it. So I don't know whether I'm supposed to pull this side up first or whatever, but traditionally I pull up on there because I think it sits inside here deeper, I think. But every time I do it, I'm always like, oh, I don't want to have to do that anymore, or if I do, it's gonna snap one day, and it's probably some expensive piece that you have to buy used or something like that. So I always dislike this part, and I don't like using like plastic tools or anything because I don't want to scratch anything. I think it can still scratch. So in any case, I think from my recollection, oh, and then this clock too. So the clock doesn't just pop out easily. It's kind of like it kind of just gets wedged in there. So let me see if I can just get started. All right, so to take this off, you just pull up on it. This is a new boot, so I'm hoping it comes off easy. Oh, there it goes. All right. Here's the shaft. All right. Okay, so this is the old stuff right there. So I'm just eyeballing it right now. How much shorter I'd like it to be. Oh, so also a lot of pieces were broken. The bottom painting washer was out. These bushings were broken. So I didn't even know that prior to all this. I just wanted a shorter shifter. But I'm glad I'm doing it for sure now. This new one does not use any of these springs. I think these springs are used to help isolate the vibration of the engine and the transmission. All right, so the dilemma that I'm facing is I have like too much adjustability. I'm not sure what to do exactly. So the directions that Hans has provided me provides kind of like the amount of reduction in throw. So I guess it's normally comes with a 13 mil spacer, and that gives you about, let's say 20, 29 or 30% reduction in throw. So that's just changing this distance right here. And so that's currently what is installed or partially installed. And but then he also mentions an 18 mil spacer. However, the spacer he provided me is longer than 18 mils. It's actually it's like 20 mils. So I suspect it's going to give me like 40% reduction in throw. So what I'm afraid of is I don't, I mean, he kind of makes it so that you can make adjustments or try it out and then make adjustments, but I don't want to have to do that. I think it's gonna be difficult to put these put the pins in and then pull it all out and all that jazz. So I kind of want to just do it once and leave it at that. So I wanted to measure kind of like standard, how it compares to the standard. Yeah, so anyways, it's quite a bit of difference. So I'm leaning towards going with the larger one, the longer spacer. So there's more of a reduction in throw. And then I'm going to go all the way down in terms of the length. So it's going to be at the extremes. I have a feeling I'm going to regret it, but I don't know what else. I don't know. Part of me wants to just go extreme. Okay, so I'm back, and I'm actually going to go. I think I'm going to go with the 13 mil spacer because I'm afraid that distance is going to be too great for what's currently there, and I think it's going to put unnecessary wear at the extremes. So that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with the 13 mil. Put a little bit of okay, there it is. So quite a bit shorter, and that's quite a bit longer. Okay, if you're ever curious as to what it looks like, I just cleaned those whatever pins, and I'm kind of glad I went with the somewhat shorter distance because there doesn't seem to be a lot of play. So anyways, I cleaned it all up, and I'll be installing it next. Okay, so here it is. I believe it goes in this orientation versus this orientation. The directions say the screws facing you, so I want to say that's that. But there's that spacing with the springs from the original. So I believe it goes in like that. Oh,